Okay, hello everybody. Hello my friends. My my friends, my humans, my fellow countrymen. Hello. Welcome. How are you guys? Welcome back. Welcome back from my break. I hope everyone had a good day away from my streams, no matter what you did yesterday on Saturday. Maybe you just relaxed. Maybe you watched other streams. Maybe you played games for yourself. Maybe you were working. I'm not sure what you guys were doing, but I certainly hope that you guys had a good time during my day off from streaming, okay? I had an incredibly busy day. I was out and about doing a million things. Things that we need around the house, things that we had run out of, and we had to go around looking for stuff, and got a lot done. But it was a very hectic day, going from place to place to place all day yesterday. By the time I got home, I was super pooped. But yesterday, when I was not streaming, I got caught up on a lot of the Street Fighter videos from my coverage of the Street Fighter Anniversary Collection this last week. If you guys were not around and you did not check out DSPGaming yesterday, primarily it was gameplay videos of this game. We had a session of Street Fighter 3 Third Strike from the other day that I was trying to play, and then we had the limited amount of matches that I was able to play against viewers. Thursday was going to be my big me versus the world viewers day, and I set up a lobby and I had viewers joining me in Super Turbo, and the lobbies just stopped working after about an hour. They just completely crapped out and would not work anymore. Apparently the game is completely bugged, and everyone is complaining that game lobbies just don't work and that the game is broken, which is sad. I mean, let's face it, making a lobby in a fighting game and playing with people is one of the main attractions of a fighting game. Not everyone just wants to jump online and play randoms in, either casual or ranked matches. A lot of people want to play with their friends or other people, and apparently you can't do that in this game because it is broken right now, which is pretty unfortunate. So I did manage to upload what I had. But sadly, until Capcom decides that they feel like this game is enough of a priority to fix, it looks like I can't really do, lobbies with anybody. And it's pretty sad because I get the feeling Capcom will not take it as a priority. It would have been one thing if this was like Street Fighter 6, and it was a super hyped game and everyone was all over it, and then no one could play with their friends. That's one thing, but this is just a collection of old school games. I get the feeling Capcom released it as is, and they're like, well, tough titties. If it doesn't work, it doesn't work. That we did minimal effort putting out this collection anyway. So, play it as is or just don't play it. And I get the feeling that's going to be their attitude. So, we may never get a fix. We may never get a fix for this collection, which is pretty unfortunate because the collection deserves it, in my opinion. But anyway, that's basically what I uploaded yesterday. Some Third Strike and some Super Turbo against viewers. Alright, we're back again today, guys. So today is Sunday. Today is the 3rd of June, 2018. Welcome to my stream. This will only be one gameplay stream for today. And FYI, this will be the last major gameplay stream of the Street Fighter collection for its release. I've played it every day. Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and then today. It's been the major stream, okay? This will be the last day that I do that, at least for now. Here's how I'm going to approach it. Today we're going to finish off my History of Street Fighter series, which I started on Friday. By the way, I would like to say thanks to anyone who was here Friday for that stream or who checked out the videos on demand on YouTube on DSP Gaming. It's a very different series than what I'm used to doing. Overall, the feedback I've gotten has been widely received as positive, but it doesn't seem like many people are really watching it on YouTube. On the stream was pretty good. Okay. But on demand on YouTube, it seems like people are just kind of ignoring the series. It is what it is, sometimes people give yourself attention, sometimes they don't. I hadn't planned on doing a History of Street Fighter regardless until I had this brainstormed idea Thursday night. But people really do seem to like it, who are watching it. In fact, someone who usually makes my thumbnails for me, for my channel, was watching the series and liked it so much, he made custom thumbnails for the entire series. So every video of the series had its own unique thumbnail, which is pretty sweet. So, I hope that you guys are still enjoying the series. We're going to finish this up today. So what does that entail? Well, first of all, Street Fighter Alpha 3. We didn't finish with the Alpha series on Friday. So I'll be checking out Street Fighter Alpha 3, which is actually the most complex of all of the games in the series. It's incredibly complex, okay? It's got isms. For the first time ever, you can actually pick what kind of style of character you want. And I'm going to fully explain all this as I play the game today. The differences between the isms. I'm even debating, maybe I should do 2 runs through Street Fighter Alpha 3, only because I could do like a standard ism, which would either be like A or X or more standard. Then there's V-ism, which is totally different. V-ism is completely and utterly different from the other 2 gameplay modes. So I may actually do 2 runs through Alpha 3 here on stream today, just for the sake of showing you the various 2 different gameplay styles, because they are very different. Okay. And then we got the Street Fighter 3 series, of which there's 3 different games. Very different games as well. You know, the original Street Fighter 3, they had an idea. They didn't necessarily implement it very well. Then in Street Fighter 3 Second Impact Giant Attack, they tweaked the formula a little bit. They made it slightly better. But the game was still broken. It wasn't until really Street Fighter 3 Third Strike that the game became competitively fun. So, and of course we got the final boss. Gil is incredibly cheap. Probably going to take me multiple attempts to kill Gil here. Alright. So, I'm assuming at least 2 hours of the first half, the first half of today's gameplay stream here is going to be the conclusion of my History of Street Fighter series, okay? Then, more than likely when I'm done with that, I'll take a break. Alright, and then when I come back from break, I'll probably ask you guys, what do you want to see? And the options would basically be, number 1, do you want to see some online play? And the question is, if you do want to see online play, what do you want to see it in? I mean, there's 4 games in this collection. So what do you want to see online play in? I would give you guys kind of the open opportunity to sound off in the stream chat and let me know what game, what do you want to see me play online? Okay, that's number 1. Or the other thing I could do that's very different, I could do kind of a challenge run. And what I mean by that is I could try to get to Akuma in Super Turbo, which is actually very difficult. You need to beat the game without ever losing. So no continues, basically. And then what happens is Akuma comes out, he beats up Bison, and you get this big-ass boss fight against Akuma. And if you beat him, I think if you actually just get to him, you get a trophy. I don't even think you need to beat him. I just think you need to get to him. So that's pretty tough. But I could do that today, too. So it's really up to you guys what you want to see. I'll leave it completely open to you guys. Alright. And then we'll go from there. So that'll be today's stream, the conclusion of my History of Street Fighter run. Possibly 2 runs through Alpha 3, since the game is very different with the isms. And I might want to show a little bit of the variety when it comes to isms. I think there's 2 characters I could do okay with V-ism. I think Cody and Zangief are both pretty good with V-ism in this game. So Zangief's crazy because you can actually combo his spinning pile driver into a V-ism combo, which is insane. But anyway, then we'll take a break, and then it'll be up to you if you want to see online play or whatever you want to see. Okay. Tonight, no second stream. Okay, I almost never do a second stream on Sundays. Tonight I got a bunch of stuff to do. Number 1, as you guys know, it is the new month. It's June, which means that people who pledge to my Patreon now need to get their new perks. Okay, people who pledged for the month of May. So I have to message all my patrons, let them know how to get their perks this month. In addition, I have to make the new patron thank you crawl for those who did pledge in May. And that has to be added to my weekend preview. That takes a while. Then, of course, there is the weekend preview tonight, which is very important. The reason the weekend preview is important this week is because E3 is coming up. And I want to explain to you guys how E3 is going to be covered. And I will talk all about that in tonight's weekend preview. Alright. So, doing all that tonight, plus I got some other stuff to do here at home. So, no second stream tonight. But starting tomorrow, 5 straight days of double streams. Okay, tomorrow will be the conclusion of my Detroit Become Human alternate choices run. I've probably got between 2 to 3 hours left in the story of the game, because now we're going to see an alternate ending that's completely different than the endings that I got the first time I played the game. Okay, so the ending is basically, number 1, Marcus is going to be doing violent stuff. Very different. Instead of doing protests, he's going to be holding riots. Okay. Number 2, Connor is going to be trying to apprehend Marcus 100%. He's not going to go deviant. He's, excuse me, he's actually going to try to apprehend Marcus. And I'm going to try to keep Kara alive. So, three very different outcomes. Three very different outcomes for the characters. And I'm curious to see how it ends tomorrow, okay? So, that's going to be tomorrow's main stream. Plus, once I finish that up, I'm going to review Detroit. I'm going to do an official game review for the internet, okay? Then, tomorrow night, Monday night, I'll be doing H1Z1. That's right. I'll be returning to H1Z1 for the first time in a week. You know, this last week has been very, very busy with new game releases, and I haven't really had a chance to play it at all. You know, H1Z1 is going to be more of a downtime thing than anything else. So I will let you guys, I will definitely be playing this game tomorrow night for the first time in a week. I know a lot of people like me playing H1Z1, so that'll be tomorrow night, okay? Then, Tuesday is the premiere of Vampire. Yes, a vampire-esque action RPG hybrid-style game. I'm very interested in this game and see how it is. So I'll be playing that all day Tuesday. I'll be playing Vampire on stream, okay? Then Wednesday, what I'm going to do is balance things. So more than likely Wednesday will be Vampire balanced with either Street Fighter or H1Z1, depending on what you guys want. And the same thing on Thursday and Friday. You know, Vampire will kind of be my focus this week, but I will be balancing it either with Street Fighter or H1Z1 for variety's sake, so it's not just Vampire all week, okay? Now, there's another game coming out this week called Shaq Fu. It's pretty much a gimmick/joke game. It's not to be taken seriously. If you guys aren't aware, Shaq Fu is a fighting game that was released in the 1990s. During the craze of Street Fighter and Mortal Kombat, everyone was trying to jump on the fighting game bandwagon and make a buck. Shaq basically was paid for his likeness to have a tie-in game called Shaq Fu. It was one of the worst fighting games ever made. And the funny thing is, it's not because of the animations. The animations of the game were great, but the game essentially was not a good fighting game at all. It was completely unbalanced. The AI was broken as hell. And it was just one of the worst games ever made during that era. Okay? And so, they decided after how many years, let's make a new one. I mean, what? Why? I don't know. You don't know. No one knows. It's coming out this week. Now, you know, I'm going to be playing Vampire, and I'm going to be balancing that, like I said, with Street Fighter and H1Z1. So I'm not 100% sold on checking out Shaq Fu and dropping money on a game that pretty much, if anything, is just kind of a retro oddity. It's more of the factor of, holy shit, they made another Shaq Fu, versus, holy shit, they made another Shaq Fu and I want to play it. You see what I mean? So I don't necessarily want to drop money on this game unless people actually want to see it, and there's a reason to. Alright. So here's how I'm going to approach it. Here's how I'm going to approach it, okay? I'm just going to play Vampire all day Tuesday. I'm going to see how much I like Vampire. Hopefully I do like it, and I want to keep playing it as an ongoing playthrough. Alright. If things get boring this week, like let's say between Vampire and me balancing with other stuff, people get bored. Oh man, I really wish Phil was doing something else. Then maybe I'll check out Shaq Fu. But the bottom line is I'm not just going to drop everything to play Shaq Fu when there's going to be other games that are obviously more interesting / viable games that you guys might want to see on stream. See, I'm fully of the impression if I buy Shaq Fu, it would be funny as a gimmick stream. Like one session would be pretty funny. And then after that, maybe no one would ever want to see it again. So again, I'm wary about dropping money on a game when I don't know if I'm ever going to be able to play it ever again. See what I mean? Like, it would kind of be a waste if that were the case. So I'll let you guys know as the week progresses if I'm going to check out Shaq Fu or not. Alright? But basically this week will be a balance between Vampire, Street Fighter, and H1Z1 for the remainder of the week. Alright? Now, I got some important updates for all of you. Number one, we have a bunch of new emotes in the stream chat. If you guys haven't seen people using them, we've got the DSP Ryu emote, we've got the Hadouken emote, the Fireball emote, and for Tier 2 subscribers, those who subscribe at the higher level, we have the Evil Ryu emote, okay? These are all brand new emotes designed by Popsicolo. In fact, there's actually a new Tier 3 emote, in my opinion, one of the best ones ever made for this channel. It's Akuma, me as Akuma, okay? It's really badass, and I did submit it for approval, but it hasn't been approved yet. It's been 2 days. Twitch still hasn't approved it. Now, don't worry, there's nothing about this emote that's like, oh my god, it's risque, and that's why it's not being approved. I get the feeling either they got a backlog or it's the weekend and no one's really doing anything with emotes. So hopefully it gets approved on Monday. But if that's the case, then we'll have the new slew of Street Fighter emotes all approved here on the channel. And the cool thing is, even though the Street Fighter Anniversary Collection isn't everything I was expecting it to be, it's still fun just to play from time to time, and I will probably be playing it once a week. I might do like once a week, every Saturday or Sunday or whatever, do a salty Saturday or salty Sunday session of me playing this game online, okay? So these emotes are going to get use. They're going to get, you know, it's not like, oh, I added them all now, I'm done with the collection, I'm never playing it again. I will be playing it, you know, moving forward, though. So, all that being said, pretty awesome. New emotes, check them out. If you're not a subscriber, consider subscribing. FYI, guys, tomorrow, I will be setting up a new goal for this month for subscribers, all right? Now, just in general, this month's going to be pretty exciting. We got Vampire, we got E3, we got Jurassic World Evolution next week. By the end of the month, there's a few other new games coming out. All my E3 coverage. Hate Live is returning this month. There's a lot of reasons to subscribe to the channel this month in particular, okay? But I'm going to have a fun goal set up that if we hit a certain number of subs this month, I do a fun celebratory goal to thank you guys for your support. And I will announce that soon. Not yet, but soon. But probably either, I'm thinking tomorrow, live on stream, I'm going to announce it, okay? But I got to set it up. I haven't set it up yet. I want to set it up so that people are aware of how it works, etc. So I'll let you know shortly what that goal is, but it's going to be good. Okay? All right. Let's see here. What else? There's something else I had to talk about, too. Shit. Oh, that's right. In regards to the Patron's Choice playthrough, this is a very important announcement, everybody. There's only 1 week left. There's only 1 week left for people to vote on the Patron's Choice playthrough before we determine the winner, all right? The poll's been going for a week now, and boy, what a flip-flop we've had. At first, games like Final Fantasy IX were in the lead. Then we had a big surge in voting, and for several days, we had a tie between Jak 3 and The Simpsons Hit and Run. And I was like, oh, man, I don't know what's going to win this poll. You know, they're neck and neck. All of a sudden, at the end of the week this last week, we had another surge in voting. More patrons must have realized they could vote. And now, ladies and gentlemen, Half-Life 2 is winning the poll by 2 votes. So, no lie, if you are a patron, a $5 patron of mine, you have access to the forums, okay? Premium forum access. You have not voted yet. You could literally flip this whole event on its head. Right now, Half-Life 2 is in the lead for Patron's Choice, with Jak 2 and The Simpsons just behind it, and then behind them by like 1 vote or like 2 or 3 other games. So, this is pretty exciting, and I'm very excited to see what happens with this poll. All right, so if you have not voted, please vote yet. But there's 1 week left. It will be next weekend. I will announce the winner of the Patron's Choice event, and whatever wins will be an ongoing playthrough that I will be beginning roughly in mid-June, probably right after all my E3 coverage ends. I will start up that playthrough as a playthrough I balance with everything else. Okay, and in addition to that, okay, I will, once around E3, you know, once my E3 coverage begins to solidify and everything, which it will over the next week, I'm going to schedule in my Street Fighter Anniversary Collection Grandmaster Challenge, or Master Run Challenge, where I'm going to be going through all the arcade modes at the hardest difficulty. If you guys didn't see on Friday, some of these games on normal difficulty, Super Turbo on normal difficulty is insanely hard. I'm going to try to beat it on the hardest fucking difficulty. It's going to be a nightmare. Seriously, it's going to be a nightmare. It's going to be crazy, all right? So we'll see how that goes, but I'm going to schedule that, all right? And this summer, I'm going back to Persona 5. So at some point, it may even be by the end of this month or as early July, I'm going back to Persona 5 as a game that I'm balancing with everything else that I'm doing. Okay, so this should be pretty exciting, too, to see the return of Persona 5, whatever wins the Patron's Choice poll, special events, all this stuff's going to start happening shortly, which is great. Okay, so let's see. Let's see how the month goes, and I'll give you more information when all this stuff becomes available. Sound good? All right. All right, ladies and gentlemen. Whoa, stretching here. Oh, God. Oh. Ouch. Ouch. So, what else is going on? Not too much. I think what we'll do, let's go through the plugs segment as I typically do. Okay, we'll go through the plugs. And then I will give shout outs for those who have cheered, subbed, and tipped. And then we'll get started. First of all, as you guys can see if you're watching live on stream right now, we have the Stream Stats Leaderboard live. I always have this up during certain streams where I feel it would not hinder. Like, for example, when I'm playing Vampire, chances are I will not have it up. But since we're doing just Street Fighter today, not that big of a deal. So the leaderboard will be up for the entirety of today's stream. So that means if you either subscribe to the channel, cheer, or tip, you're going to get up on the leaderboard if you're the top current person. All right. And you will also increase the total number of subs, depending on who subscribes today. I will update this as I start going through shoutouts, because I'm not sure exactly who cheered what yet. But yeah, it's a good way to get your name up and recognition for the entirety of today's stream, if you are the top cheerer or top tipper. So that's awesome, okay? Also, today is the final day to get onto the weekly cheer leaderboard, because tomorrow it resets. Every Monday, the weekly cheers reset, okay? So FYI, if you're on the leaderboard, oh man, I'm a few bits away from the guy above me for this week. If you want to get in, today would be the day to try to do that, to surpass them before it resets tomorrow, okay? All right. So let's do some plugs, guys. First of all, I want to say thank you guys for 10 awesome years of support as a content creator on the internet. You know, starting out with humble beginnings on YouTube, eventually growing to become one of the most prominent and well-known and prolific Let's Players on YouTube. And then branching out into direct capture and live streaming. Now, daily live streaming on Twitch, becoming more of a live streamer than anything else. It's been a hell of a ride. I really enjoyed the ride, okay? That being said, the best way that you guys can support me is to watch my videos and streams. Very straightforward. But if you would like to go above and beyond just being a standard stream viewer or video watcher and support me in another way, and to ensure that I can keep doing this full-time as I do, putting out these free and fun gameplay streams and videos on a daily basis, there are primarily three major ways you can do so. Allow me to tell you right now. The first would be checking out my Patreon and considering pledging. That's over at patreon.com/darksidephil. If you're not aware, every single month I hold a patron pledge drive where people who pledge are directly contributing to me being able to afford doing this for a living, including the cost of games, the cost of equipment, electricity, internet, which is very high, by the way. Internet cost, incredibly crazy. All right. So there you go. But you earn stuff for your contributions. When you pledge to my Patreon, you're earning yourself personal perks. So, for example, as I just mentioned, right now, patrons are voting on what game is going to be part of Patron's Choice. And it's their big influential voting that's actually determining, what's going to happen in this upcoming event. That's crazy that just, someone who pledges $5 to my Patreon is basically massively formulating a playthrough that thousands of people are going to watch, both on stream and on YouTube, right? That's an unprecedented amount of power. So that's just one of the perks you can get for pledging. You could also get text or verbal thank yous in my videos. Like I said, tonight I'm going to do a patron thank you crawl in my weekend preview. That's another thing you can get. You can get a private Q&A video made. I'm not going to go into massive detail, but give it a look over at patreon.com/darksidephil. Anyone who pledges helps me out tremendously, and I am very appreciative of everyone who is a current patron. Thank you guys very much for the support. Okay, that's number one. Number two, ladies and gents, we've got my Teespring shop, where you can get all kinds of fun merchandise about myself or the channel, all designed by viewers and fans. T-shirts, sweatshirts, hoodies, stickers, mugs, various kinds of stuff of great quality. I can attest to the quality because I own a bunch of it. I've got shirts that I now own for over a year. They haven't faded despite washing them a ton and wearing them a ton. They're great. The mug, use the mug every single day. Great quality stuff over at Teespring. I personally can say I love the quality. It's good stuff, all right? But anything you buy from my Teespring shop will actually get you guys. Well, not only are you getting a cool collectible, it helps me out because I get a commission for each sale, all right? So please give it a look. Teespring.com/stores/DSPGaming. And, thanks for all of your help in that regard, all right? Last but certainly not least, guys, if you're here live on the stream, and I say that because some people do watch this pre-stream, it is recorded for YouTube and they watch on demand, but if you happen to be here live and you would like to contribute live and get something out of it, right? Well, you can get a shout out live on the stream if you either cheer, sub, or tip during the course of today's stream. And when I say that, I mean, you'll actually get me verbally reading your message and responding to it. Now, understand, when I'm playing a fighting game, number one, I can't interrupt the match by reading your shout-outs. Typically, that would make me lose. But I will do my best to fit your shout-outs between the matches during the course of today's stream, all right? However, there's 2 criteria that you should follow if you want to try to get a shout-out. Number one is please be as short-winded and as concise as possible. The less words you use and the shorter your message is, the bigger chance I'm going to read it out and fully respond to it on the stream. Some people go crazy with these giant paragraphs and the like. No, I'm not going to completely derail today's stream for, 10 minutes to answer one question. This is not a Q&A show. However, I do field quick questions, so please keep it as short as possible. Number 2, please, stay on topic. Please, do your best to be positive, and please don't derail the chat with negativity. Well, here's what I mean by that. You got a quick question or something about something, great. But please don't come in and say, Phil, I heard this guy publicly insulted you. He's a dick. He's stealing your content, blah, blah, blah. I don't care about that. That's not what the stream is about. Please don't come in insulting me or insulting others as well. And also, please don't try to derail the chat with crazy topics like politics or religion and, the taboo topics that gaming streamers aren't going to be talking about. I'm here to entertain you, to put out a fun and informative stream, and to make sure everyone's having a good time, or else why are you here, right? You're not here to punish yourself. You're here to enjoy yourself. And so please abide by these criteria. In general, 95% of the people here get it. There's always a few bad apples who are trying to basically stir the pot or incite drama or just in general, be negative. And you're always going to have that, but understand that it is at my subjective discretion what I read and what I don't read. So if you cheer, sub, or tip and I don't read your message, there is a chance I just missed it, and I apologize for that. That does happen. But sometimes I feel something's off topic or there's nothing that I could respond to it that would be valid, or it's just going to cause drama. And sometimes I don't read everything, okay? Okay. Now, number 2, guys. Maybe you would like to go a step further. Maybe you would like to actually get visual recognition for your contributions on stream. That's perfectly cool, and yes, you can get that. If you either cheer 50 bits or more in one single cheer, or if you subscribe to the channel and wait a few minutes, and then a share button will appear if you click on that share button, or if you tip me $5 or more at one time, you will get an on-screen thank you notification. That's a cool animation designed by Popsicolo, longtime viewer, fan, and moderator here. And these are awesome. They definitely add to the stream. It's a way for your message to get on screen and to get some visual recognition for your contributions. All right. I definitely enjoy both doing the shout-outs and seeing the the visual messages, and I appreciate all of your contributions. You guys help me out tremendously. All right, now, subscribing to the channel is an awesome way to help. If you subscribe to the channel, you get access to all of these new emotes that we have recently, including DSP Ryu, the Hadouken, the Fireball, the Evil Ryu if you become a Tier 2 subscriber, which is the highest, or the higher level of subscriber. If you become the highest level of subscriber, Tier 3, very shortly you'll have the DSP Akuma emote. And I apologize, it hasn't been approved yet, but not only do you get all those emotes, you will not have to watch advertisements when I run them, and you get the cool Chat Crown loyalty badge. Alright, so, please consider subbing. If you have not, subbing is very beneficial, and it helps you out, helps me out. It's an awesome way to support. Last but not least, guys, I know I just mentioned a ton of ways that you can help. And you might be saying, well, now I'm freaking confused because you got Patreon, you got Teespring, you got cheering, subbing, and tipping. Phil just mentioned a million things. What if I just want to help him the most today? I like what he's doing, and I want to help him out. What should I do? All right. The honest answer to that is to tip me. The reason being is right now is a very, very busy time for me because all of my bills come due within the first 1 to 2 weeks of every month. But I don't start receiving my pay from YouTube or Twitch until at the earliest is usually the 10th of the month. Sometimes it's as late as the 15th. So imagine all your bills coming due, but you don't have, you don't get paid monthly until right after they're all due. So what ends up happening is my bank account empties completely. All right. And that's what's happening right now. My bank account is being completely drained. I'm nervous. I'm nervous every month, first of all, but I'm nervous in particular this month because things are very tight. Just it was in late April, I had to pay my federal taxes. And since things have been slow earlier this year on YouTube, It's not like I had an abundance of money. So I've been very tight on money for the past 2 months. The good news is May was an outstanding month. May was really good. It was the best month of the year, both on Twitch and YouTube. Everything went really well. So I can't complain whatsoever. However, I don't get paid for May until the summer. So right now, if you really want to help me, tipping is the best way because I get those funds right away. And those will go directly to my bank account to pay my bills. All right. Now, how can you tip? Because it is a different process from cheering and subbing. It's not built into Twitch. There's 2 ways you can do it. Number one, if you're watching the live stream right now, if you look below the stream, okay, you can see a grid of information usually, including things such as the stream rules, which you should read and understand. They're very important. But also you've got my link to my DSPGaming YouTube channel where all of my stream data is archived every single day. You can watch all my streams on demand there. But in addition to that, there's a button there that says Tips Jar. And if you click on that, it should bring you to my tips page where you can either leave an anonymous tip or you can leave your name in a message if you want to get one of those shout-outs that I had mentioned previously, okay? Or maybe you're looking for this information I'm describing now, you can't see it. Chances are you're on a mobile version of the site that's not displaying it. If that's the case, instead you could type !tip into the stream chat, and boom, that will bring up a link in the stream chat where you can actually click on that link. It'll take you directly to my PayPal tips page, and you can leave a tip via that method. All right, tips helping me out the most. You know, really, I'm nervous again. I get nervous every early on during every single, every month. Hopefully, the next month I will not be like that. But right now, if you guys can help me out, I greatly appreciate it. So please consider tipping if you have not. All right, guys? All right. Now, that is it for the plugs. Now it's time for shout-outs. Okay? Now it is time for shout-outs. Someone is trying ! Tip and it's not working. More than likely it's because someone was spamming it earlier. Let me see if I can get it to work. There you go. It worked for me. So there you go. I just brought up the tips link in the stream chat. There you go. All right. Shout-outs time. So first of all, guys, got to give credit where credit is due. I was off yesterday, but a few people here actually contributed positively when I was not here. That is awesome that some people keep me in mind. When I'm not even here live streaming, some people are like, man, I want to support Phil, and they should come to the stream, and they still cheer, sub, or tip. And I definitely want to be sure to give these guys credit, all right? So, in no particular order, thank you to the following individuals. First of all, to Golden Colts, who did both a 105 and then later on a 109-bit cheer. Thank you, Golden Colts, for those cheers. I appreciate your support. He actually did a party horn and that cupcake emote. Tantamounter also did a 31-bit cheer yesterday. Thank you, Tantamounter, for that. And then your boy Thump resubscribed to the 5th month in a row. And he says, I haven't been on the streams for a couple of days because I've been working a lot in my last couple of weeks. However, I have been a fan of yours since 2012. Thanks for the years of content. And here's to 5 months of being a sub over on Twitch. So thank you for the 5-month resub, your boy Thump. And then he actually did a 100-bit cheer and said 5-month sub party with that party horn emote. So again, thank you to Golden Colts, to Tantamounter, and to your boy Thump for the support yesterday when I was not even here. You guys are awesome. Okay? Now, let's get to people who actually cheered, subbed, or tipped during today's stream in particular. And keep in mind, I'll be reading, and people will be getting up here as the top cheerer, top tipper, dependent on, your contribution level. I'm going to update that leaderboard right now at the bottom of the stream, okay? So, HardyBuck5 cheered and said, Detroit Become Human is 80 gigabyte install size. This game installs are getting ridiculous. Yes. Yeah, Detroit is huge. Detroit has a very huge install size. Mostly because if you guys have watched my playthrough or played the game yourselves, you'd know the graphics are very photorealistic. Much like much like Beyond Two Souls or Heavy Rain. These are very high quality character scans in the game, and they really try to make everyone look real. So yeah, the graphics are very, very intense, and the game is a huge install size. However, I'd be surprised at this point how many people either, number one, haven't bought, say, a PS4, what was it, the PS4 Slim or the PS4 Pro and gotten a larger hard drive by default, or if you have an older PS4 like I do, that if you haven't upgraded your hard drive by now. A lot of people have. I'm one of the few who have not. I actually never upgraded my PS4, never really messed with it, but I found, as long as I manage my games, that in general I don't really have problems with management of the hard drive. Like right now I've got the Street Fighter Collection, Detroit, H1Z1 and God of War installed. And probably I'm going to uninstall God of War considering I beat it and there's no DLCs for it. You know, this week I'll have Vampire. Maybe I'll have Shaq Fu. You know, but Detroit, after I finish it tomorrow, that's gone. That'll be uninstalled. So that's how my PS4 is. It's a constant rotating door of good games coming in, me playing them, and then them basically being deleted to make room for the next game. All my game saves get uploaded to the cloud. So if ever I do want to replay a game I had to delete, I can easily just re-download it and then play it again, even from where I left off. So it's actually it has not been a big deal for me, as much as I thought it would be. This console generation, hard drive space has not been that big of a deal for me. But I do agree with you. You know, when a game console only came with a 500 gig hard drive, and you're installing a game that could be at 1/5 or 1/4 of that, I mean, it could start to be pretty alarming, right? And especially when you buy a game on disc, and you got to install the game anyway. It's like, what did I buy the game on disc for? Okay. AES has cheered, and he says, what is an acceptable way to use projectiles in a fighting game? How do you avoid being called cheap or a spammer? Quite frankly, alright, in a real fighting game, what I mean by that is an old school game where there's variety in the gameplay. Alright, I hate to say it, but a lot of modern fighters, they don't really get that. You get one pattern that's dominant in the entire game, and so everyone does it. And I'll give you a perfect example of this. Injustice 2. Injustice 2 was a game that had a wide cast of characters, but when it came to online play, the vast majority of people just used ranged spamming because the connections were so delayed. There was really no way to react to the ranged spamming and get around it, and therefore it became incredibly dominant online to the point where the online play was like almost 100% range spam versus rush down or being able to counter it, which is what was supposed to be part of the competitive part of the game. Alright. But in an old school game like Street Fighter, you're going to have characters like Guile or Ryu who are based on a mid to long range projectile game where they lock you down. Like, that's part of their big strategy in those games. Get you into a situation where you need to find a way to work out of the projectile lockdown. Now, projectile lockdown, based on timing, okay, is very different from projectile spam. Projectile spam would be, oh, I've got a Kuma, and I'm just going to jump back and forth throwing air fireballs the whole round because I know it's incredibly overpowered. And, you know, Akuma is so unfair in this game. There's no real way to counter it. So I'm just going to willy-nilly just throw fucking hundreds of fireballs with no actual timing, no skill or actual patience or anything. You know, I'm just going to do it. And I still win because online there's lag and there's no real way to counter this, right? That's projectile spam. You know, this is very different from, I'll say the other day I was playing one or two Ryus in Super Turbo. And they knew what they were doing. They were doing a mid-range projectile game where every time I got in the corner, that was it. The game's over because they know how to time their projectiles properly, that you cannot jump out. If you jump, they're going to anti-air or you know, sweep you. So you can't ever jump over them. All you could really do is try to counter them with your own projectile. But if you're a charge character, like, for example, my DJ, you lose charge. You do one fireball, now you can't counter the next one. You know, that's not spam. That's an intentional mid-range gameplay. So, honestly, to the naked eye, it's hard to tell. To the naked eye, oh, someone's throwing a projectile, that's projectile spam. No, that's not the case. But to a trained eye, someone who knows a game at a competitive level, it's a lot easier to tell the difference. So, it's more on a case-by-case basis. I could definitely, you know, if we're playing and some guy's just standing back throwing fireballs the entirety of the round, that's spam. If there's a guy who's doing it, but then he's mixing it up, he's trying to keep you at bay, and he's, you know, doing a strategy, that's different, okay? And again, very hard to explain and even hard to tell just by looking at it. I can tell you on the fly how stuff works. But in particular, the problem with Super Turbo in this collection is it runs too fast. It's the wrong game speed. And by the way, it's not just me saying that. Other pros like Alex Valle have confirmed it. And that means the game cannot be played properly. Like, characters like Ryu or Old Sagat end up being incredibly better because they, on reaction, can just do their rounded motion moves like Dragon Punches or Fireballs, while other characters who are charge characters are at a massive disadvantage because, number one, their charge times have been dramatically reduced, and you don't know the proper timing to actually get your charge move. Sometimes you can get it faster, but you don't know that. Number two, it's incredibly hard to do anything on reaction with a charge move because, again, the charge times have been changed, so you have to, like, know, oh, okay, I can do it now, but not now. Versus these other characters, you could just do a rounded motion at any point, and the move comes out no matter what. So basically, charge characters suck in Super Turbo, and it makes it so that characters like Ryu are incredibly good. So that sucks because when it comes to projectile spam, you're going to see a lot of people like using Old Sagat and Ryu just doing fireball, 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 fireball. Like, what the fuck? I can't do anything about it because the game's running so fast. You know, I can't even get a charge to counter this shit. And that's sad, but there you go. I mean, like I said, once we get more information on if and when they're going to fix the game, once the game gets played more, maybe I'll find a way around it. But for now, you know, fireball spam is not that big of a deal, but I'll definitely, when I play the game, you know, online, I'll tell you the difference when we see it, okay? Okay. Hardy Buck Cheer, he says, can you recall the last time you went to a bar and got wasted? Oh my god. Probably the last time I got wasted. Holy shit, now we're really going back. Probably Evo. And I'm serious about that. Probably like Evo 2006? It was either 2006 or 2007. I can't remember. I just remember I went to the bar with a bunch of Street Fighter guys and we all got drunk and, you know, we're hanging out or whatever. That was probably the last time I had, because I knew I was in a hotel. I'm fine. What am I going to do if I get drunk? I go back to my hotel room and crash, right? Very few times in my life have I got 100% like sloppy wasted and then, you know, had to find a way home or anything like that. One time I was in Michigan. Excuse me, I take that back. I was in Milwaukee, Wisconsin, for a conference, a national conference of a insurance company that I was doing training on. So they sent me to their national conference, and we had gone out to a bar. I got sloppy drunk there, but I ended up getting back to the hotel, thank God. And Evo, that one year, I remember I got pretty wasted. But typically, I can't do that anymore. I drive, you know. So if I go to a bar, I have one drink tops. Then I have to go home. You have to get home. So, you know, it's been quite some time since I've actually gotten wasted at a bar or anything like that. Okay. All right. Let's see here. All right. Shout out to my mom. I don't know why this guy spells his name like that. It's pretty funny. He's probably supposed to be, oh, Phil said his mom or something, right? He says, so I was hoping to see you slap Low Tier God's ass in Super Turbo when the online lobbies were finally fixed, but I heard rumors he got scared and backed out. Can you confirm this? I have no idea. As you guys know, I don't watch anyone else's streams. I know nothing about anything. So I have no idea. Here's the deal. Here's what happened. Last week, before I attempted to play with people in lobbies, so this was like Wednesday night, I challenged Low Tier God to both online Super Turbo and online Super Turbo and Third Strike. And then I said if he wants to play Hyper Fighting or Alpha 3, that's fine, but I'm not very good at Alpha 3 at all, you know. And I pretty much figured he didn't know how to play Hyper Fighting. So I made this public challenge on Twitter. It got over 200, you know, likes and tweets and everything. People were going nuts for it. He apparently accepted. He said, all right, I'll DM you tomorrow and we'll talk about it. All right. Okay. Well, Thursday came and went. Friday came and went. Saturday came and went. No DM, nothing from this guy. All right. I don't watch his streams. I don't know if and what he said about it at all. I have no idea. But I haven't heard from him. Now, in the meantime, from when all that happened, I went on Thursday to play with viewers and found out lobbies don't even work. The lobby system is busted and doesn't work. So even if I wanted to set up something with him, I don't even know if it would work. Like we say, oh, all right, this date and time, we go to set up a lobby, the fucking thing just doesn't work, it doesn't load and crashes. It's a waste of everyone's time, right? So in essence, whether or not he actually does want to do it or not, it's impossible right now because the lobby system doesn't work in the game. You know, so it's kind of a moot point. It would have been one thing if, you know, he had accepted and then we went to do it and he backs out. It doesn't even matter. We can't even do it anyway. So quite frankly, I don't even really care whether or not he's backed out or not, because we can't even play. You know, it would be one thing, again, if we had this big hype event we set up and we were both talking about it a lot, and everyone was hyped for it and excited, and then we go to do it and he backs out. That's not what happened. What happened is he basically said, I'll message you about it, we'll talk about it. He didn't message me, and then I found out the lobby system didn't work anyway. So to me, it's kind of like, damn, you know, I tried, guys. I tried to do something fun with the collection and build up a little bit of hype for it and get you guys excited for a match you guys probably wanted to see for a while. But it seems to me like it's not going to happen because the game doesn't work, right? Even if we wanted to do it, the game doesn't work. So it's kind of like, damn, you know, boy did Capcom kill any kind of hype they could have created for this collection by making a non-fucking functional game. You know what I mean? Pretty stupid. But again, like I've been saying all along for this collection, it seems to me Capcom just wanted a cash-in opportunity. They knew this was a big anniversary year for Street Fighter. Let's just release a collection with minimal effort. Let's put together an emulator suite, right? It's just an emulator running save states of fucking ROMs rather than actually putting some effort into the fucking game. And that's exactly what they've done. They didn't properly test or make sure the lobbies worked. They didn't see if the game speeds were correct. They didn't even care if Akuma was selectable in ranked matches. They just didn't care. They just wanted your money and put no effort into the fucking collection. So, you just gotta shrug and say it is what it is. This is modern Capcom. This is literally what Capcom has come to. How do I find a way to nickel and dime the consumer? How do I find a way to take your money and basically laugh about it and not really do anything, you know, to put out quality content anymore? They haven't done so in a while. And I just gotta kind of shrug and say, they got me again. Right? They got me again, man. They got me with Ultra Street Fighter 2. They got me with the collection. Being a fan of classic Street Fighter, it's been pretty rough these last few years. I'm not going to lie. I feel like I'm pretty beat up by Capcom. It's kind of hard to be an ongoing fan of a company when they basically mistreat their customers left and right. And then they wonder why they have a bad rep. I mean, gee, I wonder why. But anyway, my mom, there you go. There's no way, even if Low Tier God backed out or not, there's no way we could have done it anyway, so it's really not really that big of a concern for me. AES Charity says, if you have some downtime, would you consider going back to Super Meat Boy? I think people would like to see you beat it. AES, as I said many times, these are games that could easily be nominated and voted on. This is easily something that people could have asked for over the years, and they didn't, okay? So, do I have plans to drop everything I'm doing and play Super Meat Boy out of nowhere? No. If people actually asked for Super Meat Boy, would I consider playing it? Yes. And in fact, I'll let you guys know very shortly if there may be something involving a game like that. I'll let you know. I've got an idea, but we'll see. Okay. Hardy Buck Charity said, man, DSP versus Low Tier God would be legendary and go down in history. I mean, it probably would. You know, people, sadly, who have misconceptions about me and hate my guts. Mostly, they don't even watch my streams, because if they do, they realize I'm not the person who everyone says I am, for people who hate me with all the slander and shit. I know nothing about Low Tier God. I couldn't tell you about the guy at all. But people have wanted us to either do something involving each other or playing each other for a while. Just sadly, there's no opportunity. Like, he plays Street Fighter V, I don't. You know, I'm not going to play him in a game I don't play. What's the fucking point? He's going to win 100%. It's a waste of time, right? Finally, this collection seemed like it might have been the opportunity to do something where he's good at Third Strike, I'm good at Super Turbo, we have fun doing it, and then the collection fucking fails. It's like, really? You know, so I agree, more than likely, people probably would have found it hype, but at this point, it looks like it's dead in the water, and it's Capcom's fault. Shout out to Hardy Buck. He says, not a troll question, but what happened to the Patreon plants? Are they alive? Well, a couple updates on that. The spider plant I had to get rid of last year, I actually told you guys about this. Some fucking actual spiders hatched in the spider plant. Some fucking spider apparently laid eggs in the spider plant, and one morning I woke up to water, I look, and there's a giant, like, web on it. I'm like, what is this? And I look, there's microscopic baby spiders on the fucking thing. So I had to throw it into my garage, spray the fuck out of it with bug spray, and kill it and get rid of it. That's been gone since last year, okay? Another plant that I have was called the snake plant, or I think it was like the mother-in-law's tongue, which is a very insulting name for it, in my opinion. Sadly, it didn't work out, and here's why. I wanted to have it upstairs, in my upstairs hallway, but my upstairs hallway gets 0% sunlight. There's no windows in the upstairs hall. So this plant survived, I'd say, probably 6 to 8 months, and then it started to die because it wasn't getting natural sunlight. I just didn't have anywhere else to put it. Already at my back door, I had another plant. And I was like, well, I don't know what to do. And then it started dying, so it ended up getting rid of that one, okay? I do still have my bamboo, and I do still have my Madagascar dragon tree. Although it's hilarious because people say they're Patreon plants. Patreon did not pay for these plants. I don't know what impression people got that Patreon paid for the plants. It didn't. People are just stupid and make shit up. Oh my god, Phil spent money on plants? He spent Patreon dollars on plants. No, in reality, I charged it like I do with everything else because I don't have any money. If I'm going to buy something, I charge it to a charge card. But, yeah, I have one major plant left. The Madagascar dragon tree, that's doing fine. That's at the back door of my place, and it gets lots of sun, and it's fine, you know. It just sucked that the spider plant was doing fine, too, until fucking spiders hatched in the fucking thing. Really, in reality, it was only the snake plant that really had a bad time. So, okay. Let's see here. Shout out to Alex Master. Alex Master did a 100-bit cheer to make him the cheerleader for today. So actually, this is the first time I'm going to be updating the leaderboard here. Let's get Alex Master onto the leaderboard. It was actually just an R. There we go. So thank you, Alex Master, for the cheer. I appreciate that. Your top cheerer for today so far. All right, he says the following. People have been putting up campaign signs for General Zod in Ontario because the 3 candidates are so awful. At least he is honest about his plans. Wow. That's quite the interesting meme to use for a political campaign, because when the hell was the last time General Zod was pertinent in anything? I mean, Superman, what was it? Superman, what was the movie? Man of Steel? Which was, how long ago? Holy shit, that's old. You know what I mean? So, damn, talk about something that's, like, outdated. What, is anyone even understanding the meme? It's not like General Zod is mainstream popular, or just a normal people where someone would see something of Zod and say, oh, I know what that is, I mean, that's funny. I get the joke, but I don't know if everyone else would. That's kind of weird, though. All right, shout out to the Lord Lamb V3, who subscribed to the channel at Tier 1. Thank you, Lord Lamb, for the sub. Good to see you. I know you've been around streams lately, and thank you for the support. My mom just cheered again. Says, my cat destroyed my PS4 power cable last night. It sucks. If you and cat are getting a cat in the future, get a chill kitty, especially if your PS4 is on its last leg. Yeah, listen, I'm fully aware that there are different kinds of cats. There are some cats that are very relaxed. They like to exist. See, the thing about cats is this. They're very independent creatures. Unlike a dog that's like a little baby that's always constantly got to have attention bothering you. A lot of cats don't want that. A lot of cats will want to go off and do their own thing. And if they want attention or affection, they'll come and hang out with you. If they want food or whatever. Some cats are lap cats, where at night you're relaxing, they'll jump on you, they want to be pet and stuff. But in general, cats can be very laid back and independent. But there's also cats that just get into everything. Oh, I gotta fucking chew this. I gotta fucking piss on this. I gotta tear your fucking blinds up, with my claws. And I gotta fucking eat your furniture, pissing shit everywhere, eat your fucking wires. And it's pretty inexplicable. Like, why do they do it? Do you really think your cat enjoyed eating the fucking wire? Like, you know what I mean? Sometimes they're assholes. I don't know what else to say. Cats can be assholes. So, I feel for you. It sucks when they do shit like that. In general, any pet that I get would never be allowed in my office ever. Unless I'm highly supervising them. So the cat comes in for 5 minutes to be on stream or whatever. Okay, you guys can see the cat on stream and it hangs out. Then it's get the fuck out. Because I can't babysit a cat while I'm trying to play a game or record a stream, Last thing I want exactly right is, oh, I'm playing a game, I'm hyper into it, and then the fucking cat chews a cord. Oh, well, now my video's out, and, now we can't even continue the stream, so I gotta go buy another fucking cable and shit. No, I'll have none of that. So I'm not saying that you would never see a pet. I'm just saying that the pet would be pet a lot of times, and then we would get to serious work business where the pet gets the fuck out, and I get to work. So, yeah, a cat would not have free reign in my office and chew all my shit up. Hell no. Hell no. Okay. Shout out to AR2V2444, who subscribed to the channel. You have one of the hardest names to read on stream, but thank you for your support. I appreciate that. Very nice. Okay, Johnny Source Rex Charity said, would you ever have a drink with a fan? Excuse me. Well, I've done so before, but primarily, I've done it only at, when I intentionally went, say, to a gaming convention, and, after an event or whatever, went to get a drink at the bar, which I've done before. Hung out with fans and, had food or drinks with fans and stuff. I'm certainly not against that. It's just that in my normal life, I don't usually... Let me put it this way. My life is very hectic. You guys know this. I'm working at least 6 days a week. And those days are, bell to bell, buzzer to buzzer busy. Between, streaming a million hours, every day I'm streaming a minimum of 6, if not 8 to 10 hours. You guys got to realize there's setup, there's pre-stream, there's actual gameplay, then there's the uploading of the videos and getting those on YouTube. So you're talking half my day is work to begin with. Then in the very few hours I get outside of that, I'm trying to spend time with my girl or dinner, chores around the house, things that are important. And then a few hours of downtime before I go to sleep. So, my days are packed, you know. And then when I finally get one day out a week, I want to spend it with my girl. It's not like, oh, now it's time to go look for fans and have drinks and stuff like that. You know what I mean? Chances are, if a fan runs into me on a day off, I'm very busy. But I'm always happy. I've always been happy to shake a hand, take a picture, whatever. You know, have a quick conversation. I'm totally cool with that. I'm not the kind of snooty person that would ignore someone in real life or blow them off and say I'm too busy or, oh, the paparazzi, oh. I'm not like that at all. You know, I see myself as just a normal person. I'm flattered that anyone would ever care to want a picture with me or whatever. I think that's kind of silly in my opinion because I don't see myself as an e-celebrity or anything. I just see myself as a normal guy who plays games on the internet. But that being said, I've never really had like a fan just ask me, oh, would you like to have a drink or whatever in person? I've had a few people say, oh, Phil, I'm going to be in the Seattle area this date. Would you like to have a drink or whatever? I'm like, usually I say, no, I'm sorry. I just don't have time. You know, I'm constantly working when I'm not. It's my very little bit of time off to spend with my significant other, and that's what that is. I'm not going to, you know, cut now into that already small amount of time to try to set up drinks and stuff with people. See what I mean? So, even though I appreciate the sentiment of people who may want to hang out with me, and there really is little to no opportunity to do so. You know, just real talk. My lifestyle is just very busy. Big Bosley did a 50-bit cheer. He said, what are your thoughts on fully self-driving vehicles where you can just get in and go to sleep? We're not there yet. Could we eventually get there? Yeah. I don't think we're anywhere even near the kind of sensor technology or whatever. Plus, what you got to realize is that the X factor of the fact that there's so few of these vehicles on the roads that it would be one thing if every car was autonomous and they all followed a rule set, right? Then they'd all be about. You got humans driving cars who do just stupid shit. So how does an automated car react to a human who is stupid on a cell phone, not paying fucking attention, and just decides to drive head on into you? Does it try to back up automatically? Does it do a calculation and say, well, if I try to back out of the way and I hit someone behind me, there's a less assessment of risk, right? Where the driver will be less hurt if I back into someone behind me than if I let this guy do a head-on collision. You know, there's a lot of factors that go into this, you know. I don't think we're anywhere near the level of sophistication or in the technology to be able to do these kind of decisions. And will we eventually be? Maybe. But right now, you hear, oh, these horror stories. There was a self-driving car on the road that killed someone. Great. You know, these things are just in test, and there's very few of them. Out of the few in test, it already killed somebody. That's not a good sign. But at the same time, will we get there eventually? It would certainly be a nice thing to just say, oh, I'll going to work or going to the mall today. You just jump in the car, you sit and relax. It's a relaxing time while your car just takes you there, right? Of course, the other thing you have to realize is responsibility. Right now, if you get into a car accident, you're responsible because you're the driver. What if you buy an automated car, you get in the car gets into an accident, who's responsible? You, but you're not driving it. You didn't write that software, you didn't even have your hands on a wheel, the car got into the accident, therefore now you've got a whole new realm of legal issues. Is it the car manufacturer who's at fault? If that's the case, what car manufacturer wants to take on legal responsibility of everything that ever happens in its own cars? You see what I mean? Like, self-driving cars right now seem like a great idea, but they open up such a realm of complications when it comes to all these things that people don't think about, that I don't know, in my lifetime, I honestly don't think that we'd ever see people doing this, realistically. So, okay. Shout out to the Honest Troll. He says, great seeing the Side Men, don't know who the hell that is, raise money for charity yesterday. If you ever get out of your financial financial quandary, I don't think that's how you spell it. I think you use an extra A there. But he says, would you ever do a charity stream or event, maybe an anti-bullying foundation? I wanted to do a charity event. It was actually, you guys, I've talked about this a few times. It was a few years ago. I actually had one planned. I had a foundation I was going to do it for. I had one or two people who were other YouTubers / streamers who were actually going to appear during this event. I just didn't talk about it at all because I was afraid that if I did, that people would try to ruin it. In fact, I knew a few people who had done charity events who basically had been DDoS attacked and stuff like that. So I didn't want to reveal it was going to happen until like the last minute. And as I was planning this, that was the summer when everyone fucked with me. Where, false copyright strikes, mass slander against me, everything at once. So basically, a charity event that I had planned on for like 2 months and had everything organized and ready to go. I just canceled the whole fucking thing because I was like, there's no point. If I do it now, there's so many people being nasty to me. You know they're going to ruin it. So I'll just save it up for a time if and when, you know, it may be a better idea. I still dabble from time to time with the idea of a charity event. I do. The problem is I just get the feeling that if I were to try to do a charity event, there'd be so many nasty people trying to ruin it that it may just be more of a waste of time. I would say more harm than good. No, because it won't harm anything. But it may just be a waste of time where a lot of time and effort goes into something to be well-intentioned, you know, and then it gets ruined by assholes finding every possible way to fuck with it, you know. You know, if I did a charity event, people would come spam the stream chat, you know, constantly to make it bad. You know, people would try to do things with Twitch and YouTube, you know. They would do all these things to try to fuck with me, to make it not work. And why? I don't know. You tell me. If it's a well-intentioned event where I'm just trying to raise funds for charity, why would they do that? I don't know, but they do on a regular basis. They fuck with me, you know. So it is what it is. It sucks, but you know, people might say, well, that's just you. It's not even just me. Like years ago, the Creatures, before they even broke up, did a charity event, and out of nowhere, some asshole DDoS attacked them constantly during the event and ruined it. So they kept going offline. They couldn't constantly keep the event online. It's like, what the fuck? People are just sick, man. I don't even know what to say. They just are. All right. The Lord Lamb actually just cheered it. He says, how many of your Twitch subs have the Diamond Crown, if any? Well, no one yet, because I actually returned to Twitch in November of 2016. After a long hiatus away from Twitch where I streamed on YouTube just for fan service, I returned to Twitch in November of 2016. So there's no way that anyone could be a golden or a Diamond Crown, because that's a 2-year resub, and there hasn't been a 2-year period that I've been accepting subs. It will either be October or November of this year where we'll have people who will start hitting that level. From what I've seen, it's about 10 people who have been there since the very beginning that I've seen, who have stayed constantly resubbed. You know, there were people who were there at the beginning and never resubbed, and therefore they can't get the Diamond Crown. So it looks like maybe 10. I don't know. I could be wrong there, but that's what I think, okay? Okay, shout out to Hardy Buck again. He says, I watched one of your old videos where you vlogged your old games and old crap. Will you ever do an updated video? Well, there's really nothing to update. Like, I used to actively be a collector of old school games when I was making a ton of money on YouTube. This was back when I lived in Connecticut, and I didn't have, you know, all these financial issues or anything. I was making tons of money on YouTube, hand over fist. And so I had all this disposable income, and I would go to a convention and blow a few $100s to buy retro games and stuff. Nothing's changed. All my retro games are sitting in my closet in storage, unused. I don't have money to build the collection anymore. I don't have a room to make it into my fucking game room or anything in my house. You know, my office is my office for work, so there's really nothing to show. You know what I mean? Like, oh, do a new tour. There's nothing to show new. Everything's the same. You know, like, it would be one thing if I had something new to show you guys. Everything's exactly the same. I don't have money to do anything different. You know, again, if you, this year I updated the house, so let me show you. I didn't even do that, you know. Oh, this year I added to my collection. I didn't. I have no money. All my money is tied up in taxes and bills. So, you know, I don't think there would be nothing beneficial to me doing an updated video. There's nothing to show you guys. Emperor Swag and Charity says, my uncle has a Tesla with the autopilot feature. It's legit. Sure, it's scary the first time when you're in the car and not touching anything, but after a while, it's dope. All right, well, there you go. Will we ever see fully automated cars in my lifetime? I don't know. Maybe we will, maybe we won't. But for now, there's a lot of issues, that's for sure. Shout out to Lady Morag, who just resubbed for the 15th month in a row. And she did the DSP Ryu throwing a Hadouken fireball. All 3 emotes she used in the stream chat. Thank you very much, Lady Morag, for the 15 months of support and the resub. I do appreciate that. In fact, we are finally coming to the end of the shout-outs, guys. Let me take a look here. And let's see here. Nope, we're down. Wow. Oh, no, we're up. Never mind. I thought we were down. No, we're up. Okay, let me fix this. We're up to 431 subscribers. You know what's hilarious to me? When I see a message, I just got to call this out, and I'm not trying to embarrass this person, but they're being a negative jerk in the stream chat. And I just got to call out how some people are so ignorant. So, Deadballs85 just said, I thought your taxes were done. You said they were done. You're a liar. So, here's someone who obviously doesn't understand how taxes work at all. Basically, probably a child or a teenager who has no actual concept of financial responsibility whatsoever and thinks that, like, taxes are something that just end. You pay them and they're gone. No. Especially when you're self-employed. Taxes are always something that are happening. You always owe them. Every dollar that I make, a third goes to the government. Like, no lie, that's how it works. So I hear a message like that, somebody being a nasty jerk to me in the stream chat, and I just got to shake my head and kind of shrug my shoulders and say, you got to realize that a lot of the viewer base are people who are younger or people who just don't understand adult responsibility. They think that, like, you know, oh, Phil just makes money hand over fist and, you know, he pays his taxes once a year, that's it. It's not how it works. It's not how life works. When you're an adult, these are always things that are a concern. These are things that are always on my mind and things that are always affecting me. Being self-employed just makes it worse. And right now I'm behind on taxes. Real talk. Right now I'm behind. I'm supposed to owe my second tax payment, federal tax payment for the year by the middle of June. I don't have the money. That's 2 tax payments I'm behind already, federally. That's not good. That's really bad. And what I need to do now is for the rest of the year, I'm going to be playing catch-up. All the work that I do between now and the end of 2018, any money I earn, that's, oh, wow, Phil had a good month, that money goes to taxes. You know, I'm already behind on taxes by thousands and thousands of dollars. And if I want to keep my house, I have to find a way to pay these taxes by next year. You know? So there you go. You know, it's always a concern. It's always something that's on my mind. And it sucks that that's the situation I'm in, but being self-employed, you know, really I was fine. I never had a problem with my taxes whatsoever till last year when I found out I owed these back state taxes. And it's been a rigmarole since then. Like, late last year was a nightmare. This year so far has been a nightmare. Finally, I can tell you this month I'm taking care of the back state tax situation to the point where it'll be done and I can wash my hands of it. But now I'm behind on federal taxes because I was dealing with the state taxes. So that's how the system works. And until finally I get consistently great performance on stream and on YouTube where I'm making a little bit of extra money every month that could go towards those taxes, I'm always going to be in this kind of crappy situation. You see what I mean? It is what it is, guys. But anyway, that's neither here nor there. Just responding to a really silly message in the stream chat. Alright. Alright, guys. So thank you. First of all, thank you to Alex Master for the top cheer. Thank you to the people who subbed on pre-stream. We're up a few subs. That's great. I did not get any tips yet, so that's why I have not updated top tip. Keep in mind, guys, the best way for you guys to support me is to tip me. If you tip me, it helps me tremendously. That's going to help me with my bills right now to pay my bills. So please, if you're looking for a way to support, cheer, sub, or tip, please tip me if you can. That is the best ways to support me right now and help out with everything going on with me. All right. Last but not least, I want to give a top 10 readout because this will be the last opportunity that I have to do this. All right. The very last opportunity that I have for the top 10 shout outs. So the top 10 people who contributed this week. Thank you to you guys. Let's give a shout out. Number 10, it's Sedella. Number 9 was Black Mage C-Type. Number 8 was Vashirano. Number 7, Arc Light. Number 6, Infinite. Number 5, Deluxe Swine. Number 4, Yusuke 14K. Number 3 was Smart Weirdo. Number 2, Mark McCauley. And number 1, King Swaggins. Thank you guys very much for that. I appreciate it. All of your support. YOLO Dobber cheered and asked a really silly question about payment plans for federal taxes and deductions about utilities. I don't even know what you're talking about. I'm not even going to get into that now because it's neither here nor there. You know, I got a long ways to go before I'm officially big behind on taxes, so we're going to see how this year goes. I hope things go well this year. If things go well, like I said, on stream and YouTube, then I'm fine. But if they don't, then I'm in a pickle come 2019, so we'll see. But all right, guys, that is it. Thank you very, very much, guys, for your support here on pre-stream. I hope you guys enjoy the conclusion of my History of Street Fighter series that's about to begin right now. Okay. And that is it. Thank you. And let's get started with the conclusion. So we're going to do Alpha 3, probably 2 runs through Alpha 3. Because like I said, I think I want to do standard Aism to show you guys how that works. But then I think I want to do a Vism run with either Cody or Geef. So I'll probably do 2 different runs to show you how the game varies in gameplay-wise completely. And then I'll probably do all 3 Street Fighter 3 games. And then that'll be it for the history of Street Fighter run. We'll end that. And then second half of the stream, I'll switch over and do something different based on what you guys want. Okay? All right, guys. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. And let's get started. Sound good? All right. Thank you, guys. And let's begin.